Okay, here we go. Oh, my bad. That's from last season. Yeah, we're
And take two.
what? What do we mean? Take two. Hey, it's your favorite not couple, LaDonna
Warren, I
and we are here on Happily.
divorced.
Okay, I tell you what, I'll be the happily, you'll be the divorced. Love it, love it, love it. Welcome again. It's 2023, and we've got so much in store for you. Last year was our first year and our first season. Yes. So this year, we're going to bring it to you we're on season 2 in 2023. Again, I'm your host, LaDonna Raeh, and we have Warren I, and we are just amazed at how many people have been asking us about this show offline. I get inbox messages all the time, and then, now, Warren, you have become what? The relationship
No.
not to do
No,
expert or what?
no, I don't have anything to do with a good relationship. I'm sure they don't ask me, and unless they want to be in the situation that I'm in, which is a consummate doghouse kind of, what is it called when people live in doghouse or living somewhere? Permanent resident, doghouse resident.
Right. Well, I wouldn't say that. I think that this show has helped not just us, but a lot of our listeners. They watch our show. Some people are married. Some people are divorced. Some people are on the fence. Some people have, been contemplated divorce. I talked to a young man the other day. This was so fun. I went to a networking event. It was a grand opening. Shout out to Executive Prince over there on 127th and Western. I will be doing business with them. But watch this. There were so many people there in media, and this one gentleman I spoke to talked to me about how he was getting a divorce, and then one day he decided, you know what, I'm going to work on this with my wife, and now they're still working on it. Yes. And I want to say that, our show, Happily Divorced, promoting marriages but not to each other, is an amazing platform for us to be able to heal throughout our, pit fights we had. And I mean, it wasn't really good at one point in time. And then we decided to just intentionally become friends, right? And I put that in air quotes because we really hated I don't think I hated you. I know that I just really did. I couldn't wait till you were as far away from me as possible and I was as far away from you as possible. But that's not a good feeling when you have children. Your children look like your ex-spouse or your ex, and you really have to love, you love your children, so you have to have some kind of love for the person that gifted you your children, and that was hard for me to do.
Okay. I think that a lot of what you're saying is correct. I think that it was definitely, mutual, I'm sure. But what I really want to do is I want to backtrack just a little bit. If you can, I want to backtrack because in season number 2, I want to basically take a little bit more control over the programming and all that kind of stuff. But she says no. But anyway, so I helped pick out the intro music, and I just thought that it was more appropriate that we use music that was more indicative of a relationship that was out of sync. So if you didn't like the intro music, it was my choice because it was kind of janky, and that's how our relationship is right now, which I think is healthy because at least we are you're jinky but you're still going or something like that. We're just we're not on cue and nothing like that. But one more thing is that we're in a house, a nice little house in this little graphic here.
What do you mean graphic? That's my fireplace. What are you talking
Okay.
about?
All right. So we're in this house, and I think that that right there is going to be something that is kind of
That's a show in itself.
yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of I wouldn't say dysfunction, but it's like a shift because we're happily divorced. We're living in. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of.
We're temporarily living in the same residence. Temporarily. Very temporary.
Yeah, very temporary.
I'm counting. Is this week 2 yet?
It's week 1. It's week 1. Week 1. Yeah.
So last week didn't count.
No, this right here is Monday, and I came in on Tuesday, so So this is 7 days. Yeah.
All right. Well, the topic of this particular episode is 5 ways to extend an olive branch, not just to your ex, but to your current relationship. If you're in a relationship, sometimes couples fight and you just don't know how to get back on the horse. Some people know how to stay mad. They have the art of staying mad down to a T. But that has never been me. I don't stay mad. I can argue, fuss, fight, call you names, and then offer you something to eat for dinner. And people have found that. You looked at me as if that's not
you're
true.
good. I'm listening.
Oh, okay, because I know that look. But people have found that to be kind of creepy because it's like a shift. You have to be able to flip the switch. So we want to give you 5 ways to extend an olive branch to both your, let's say your ex, and for what? There's a reason why. Why would I want to extend an olive branch to my ex spouse, right? Well, what if you share children? What if you share dogs? Like I lost my dog and he's back now. But what if I lost, not he's back, the dog is back. I'm saying look, don't get this twisted, y'all, okay? But it was so funny having my dog come back, you know what I'm saying? And now Warren and the dog are best buddies. I was kind of jealous. I was really kind of jealous when I visited my dog. I really did. I went to California to visit the dog and to visit Warren's mom and to pick my kids up, basically, to bring them back from California. But seeing my dog, I just really missed him. And then I ended up getting a puppy. And my dog, well, your dog now, Fortune. Okay, Fortune is the dog Warren took when we divorced. I took the kids, he took the dog. So Fortune looked a little jealous when he saw Lucky. Yeah, he was like, you know, and Lucky was like, who's this dude? Who's this guy? You know, so it's so funny. But sticking back to the point, I really want to, say that there are reasons why you would extend an olive branch to your ex and to the relationship you're in. If you want to save your relationship, if you don't know what an olive branch is, I actually looked it up. I've been saying it pretty much most of my adult life because when I became an adult, I learned about olive branches. But an olive branch is a way to make amends or start a conversation to heal. It's a healing process, an intentional healing process. So if you're upset with someone, you may want to extend an opportunity,
Okay, go ahead.
Extend an opportunity to make up, okay, and move forward. So that is what an olive branch is. And why would you do that to your ex when you have children? Well, you don't want your children to grow up or continue through their lives seeing you guys hate each other. It can really get in the way of celebrations. And think about future.
You know what?
I'll hold it.
I'm sorry if I interrupt you. Go ahead. Go ahead. I think.
No, go ahead.
I give you.
Thanks. Go ahead.
I think that the olive branch. Well, basically, the cue in on what you just said. Basically, I try to let my kids or leave my kids out of it, but I think if I'm being honest, I'm sure there are smart kids. They probably like, where's dad over there? Why is he over here? So I mean, I didn't as much as you might think hid things from your kids. They know they know. So I won't want to be naive and think they didn't know. But I know I did not talk, and I tried to put a smile on my face when I was around. Put as much smile as much as possible.
Yeah, but kids are knowing now. They're aware. They're woke.
Yeah, I agree.
And part of that, if you think about the future, if you guys can't get along because you can't move on, or you can't move on by getting along, now you're gonna miss out on graduations, birthdays. They're not gonna be a celebration for your children. They're gonna be stressed out because mom and dad can't be in the same seat or the same table. You know what I'm saying? Or the same room or in the same building. Think about the stress you put on your children. That's really what this is about. And also birthdays. Now, mom has to have a separate birthday party from dad.
I think we did have that once or twice, didn't we?
But we didn't.
No?
No, we did not. In fact, I said I was against that.
Okay.
Because I visualized, I pictured it. I'm like, oh, you know what? Them Robinsons gonna throw parties and I ain't gonna be invited and it's gonna be my damn kids. I really thought about that. And that was how I felt. And it never happened.
Okay.
Yeah, it never happened.
Okay.
Did it?
Good. I thought it did. My fault.
Oh,
I
so
knew it
are
did.
you saying that this did happen and I didn't
No,
know
no,
about
no,
it?
no, no. No. Maybe the other way around. I think you.
No, I always invited you. I got pictures of you at the parties. We
Go ahead.
faked it.
Go ahead.
Oh, hi, Warren. Good to see you. Shower later. Okay, so and then think about this. Your kids grow up. And what do? They get married. Now, are you going to be that parent that's not invited to the wedding, or are you going to be at the wedding and now the new wife or the new husband knows that mom and dad don't put them at the same table. It can be a mess. And then babies are born. You can't even co-grandparent because you couldn't co-parent. So this is why, I was talking about the olive branch. Now, if you're already in a relationship, if you're still married, or if you're in a relationship and you want to extend olive branch, or you want to I really love this person, but I'm so mad at them. Being mad at a person can really get in the way of enjoying that person. So that is why we wanted to do 5 ways to extend an olive branch. And my sound effects are not ready because I got all excited.
Cheers.
Go ahead, Warren.
Okay, so
Not Warren and I, just Warren I.
Oh, Warren I. Warren I. Anyway, so be authentic.
Oh, be authentic. Is that one way to extend an olive branch?
I think the only way you can extend the olive branches is being authentic. I think that you can't, like you want to read something out of a book or anything like that. But I think you have to find your own authentic way of doing it. So you want to extend your olive branch authentically your way, and not, I guess from the heart or what you are thought about. And I think that's basically one of the that's the basic of any good olive branch, being authentic.
All right. Well, here, let's do this. All right, we're going to get to 5 ways of extending that olive branch. And Warren, what's number 5? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm messing with you. You already said it. Be authentic. Yes, I mean, I was being authentic. No, being authentic. If you're doing it for some other no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Ulterior motive, that's not going to work. The other person's going to smell it and it's not going to go well, and they won't trust you when you try to do it for real. So be authentic is very, very much so important. Now watch this. Be accountable. Let the other person know, look, I know we've been on a rocky road and I want to be accountable for my part that I played in it. We're on a rocky road because I did X. Now, don't be like LaDonna Raeh back in the day, or LaDonna Robinson, the wife, and where I went, look, I'm sorry for what I did, but you did this too. Okay? That's not cool. What you should do is be accountable for what you did and what part you played in getting to this point, this rocky road point, or this end, or this outburst, and that's it. The other person, as much as they love you enough, they should love you enough to jump in and say, well, you know what? I did XYZ and I'm sorry for my part too.
okay. So are you doing that just because they say that, or me myself, I'm thinking that a lot of people will take that as they only do that if the other person takes accountability for their actions. Or
It can go both ways, because I can be saying it. Okay, here's a case in point. Some people say I love you just to hear it back. Some people wait to say it back because they're waiting on you to say it first. Okay, so it can go both ways. Some people won't be accountable unless they want to be accountable so you can be accountable. Some people won't be accountable unless you're accountable first. The whole thing goes back to number 1, or number 5 rather. Be authentic. If I'm being authentic and being accountable, and maybe that triggers you to also be accountable, and you're authentically doing it, then we're batting 100, as we say in the Black community.
Okay, so I can say that without a doubt that being accountable is something that a lot of men, or maybe just me, I won't throw all men under the bus, but you know, I wrestled with. I think I saw a lot of things, and the Bible says, don't look at the person's thimble in their eye when you got a big beam in yours. Maybe that's something that I could live by.
Well, a thimble.
No, it wasn't thimble. It was
don't get the beam out of your brother. The beam out of your brother's eye before you get it out of your own.
Okay.
Did I swap that? That didn't even sound right. It's something. What's a thimble?
It's okay.
Is it the thing that goes on your thumb?
That was not the thimble. It was a
Get the bean out of your eye before you get it out of your brother's. That's what it was.
No.
Yes,
no.
that's what it was. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so I didn't. You go ahead and do the next one because I think that was yours as well.
It doesn't matter. It's ours. I mean, this is our show. This is the only thing
You
that's
came up
ours.
with it.
Nobody cares.
Okay, set boundaries. The reason why I want you to take it because I really
don't agree with it.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. Because I can't expound on something that I wouldn't say I don't.
All right. We're going backwards. We're going 5, 4. This is number 3. Okay. So number 3, set boundaries. What I meant by set boundaries is by. You don't agree.
No, I just don't know where you're going at. I don't agree.
There's a thing as fighting fair. Okay. And sometimes you have to set those fair fighting boundaries in your relationship. If you've already moved on, those boundaries don't change. Okay. If I didn't want you to call me names when we were together, I don't want you calling me names when we're not together. So those boundaries still need to be met and respected only because they're still your boundaries. Okay. So that's why I said set boundaries. If you're still in a relationship, talk about fighting fair. Look, honey, you're cute and all, you're tall, you're a sweetheart, but one day we're probably gonna get into it, or that time we got into it, I didn't really like it when you gave me the silent treatment for 48 hours. Okay. Some people can do that. Silent treatment to me is that's like stabbing me with a knife and twisting it. My mother used to do that, and I couldn't handle it then, and I can't handle it now.
Okay.
So fight fair, set boundaries to fighting fair.
Okay. Fighting fair. Okay. So, I'm not being argumentative of anything, but how has that got anything to do with, Olive Branch? I'm just curious. That's the part that I was having a problem with. Just so I can understand how Olive Branch, or given how 5 ways to get out.
The humorous side of it was going to say, nothing.
Oh, nothing.
But it does. So let's say that, okay, you and I divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we have to communicate because now we got to drop the kids off and pick them up. But what if I picked them up and you didn't send back that expensive jacket that I sent them with? And now, do I just let the window down and say, hey, Warren, where's that jacket I sent? Or did we set boundaries on how we're going to speak to one another going forward? You see what I mean? Hey, Warren, I'll text you, okay? Where WTF is the jacket? I'm joking. But you set boundaries because you have to communicate. You have to communicate after today. You know what I mean? And even if you're still in a relationship, you have to communicate after today. So that's why it's important to set boundaries.
Okay, setting boundaries is one way to communicate what you're saying, but I think a better way of saying what you're saying, which is have control over your actions toward that other person. Basically, okay, so let's say
respect boundaries.
Okay, let me finish, because one of the things is that if I'm giving you Olive Branch, I'm not telling you what my boundaries are. I'm humbly, authentically, and accountable for my actions, but I'm trying to figure out now. Hold on, but the third thing I'm thinking is I'm going to control how I respond. I'm going to control how I treat you, and using the boundaries that I'm sure that you would appreciate, or try to appreciate, hopefully would appreciate.
Warren, you know what? Thanks a lot. You know what? Setting boundaries has nothing to do with olive branches. Okay, my bad. All right, let's move on.
Okay. Move on.
Thanks for pointing that out.
No.
The more
no.
you explained it, and I tried to make it work, but it.
I was basically, it was discourse. That's all it was.
Yeah, thanks. All right, that was a
was just-
commercial break. Set boundaries for those of you that want to stay married. Set your boundaries and respect them.
Okay, go ahead. What's next?
Yeah. All right, number 2.
That's you.
Do you have another? No. Do you have a number 2? Since mine was torn to shreds.
Apologize about your part in. Well, I think that
I thought that was be accountable. We already
Yeah.
did that one.
you got me.
Yeah,
Let me see what we got here.
I got one. Send a text message.
For real?
Yes. And apologizing. I know we started off with apologize, but the extending the olive branch to start the conversation. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes that person doesn't want to hear your voice
Oh,
right
you have
now.
to start. You have to, make the first move, maybe. Oh.
So if they right, so
Okay.
the first move can be a well-written text message or email.
Not those long text messages that are like a book.
No, because I wouldn't read it. But you have to start off
Just
with the attention grabber. Hey, listen, I know I hurt you. Okay, now I'm interested. Whoa, and I apologize for that. Yada yada yada. Try to keep the butts out of it. But no, don't do that. I know I hurt you, and I apologize for that. I want to move forward in a better way for our children. I mean, that can go a long way. Someone can read that over and over again and it really commit it to memory and visualize it, then make the response, heart it. But I can't believe we're talking about emojis, but they really mean something nowadays. They can heart it, like it, respond to it, or send you the middle finger. But at least you extended the the olive branch.
Now, I want to say a personal kind of belief of mine that never say you're sorry. And I know that sounds terrible, but never say you're sorry. Say, I apologize for my actions. Reason why I say that.
Hold that thought.
The reason that.
Okay, go on. Go on. The crickets were chirping.
Oh, I thought it was a good, thing to say. Never say you're sorry. Always say I apologize, because to say you're sorry is not, in my opinion, an apology. It's telling you, the person, that you are not capable of correcting it. An apology is saying this is something that I plan on correcting. And so I think it's, when you see what a definition is, when somebody says they're sorry people don't correct behavior. People who will say I apologize, they're not saying about themselves, they're saying the action was something that they want to correct.
This is where the verbiage and the intentions and the perception comes into play, because if someone says I'm sorry to me, it means it takes a weight off me, because I'm sorry to me means the apology. I don't look at it as, yeah, you are sorry. I look at it as, this is what we have, this is how you've been taught. This is what you meant by it, and this is how I'm receiving it. But I mean, to each his own. Sorry, apology.
It's just
my bad.
It's just my personal thing that I don't like the word apology.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't like the word.
You don't like the word apology.
like
I
the
know you
word-
don't, because you didn't use it.
I don't like the word I'm sorry.
Hold on. You didn't use the word, so I know you didn't like the word. Okay. All right. And number 1. Wait a minute. For number 1, we have this. Which is wrong. Here it is.
Oh, maybe we'll do after. Maybe you do that one after the number 1. Go ahead.
Number 1 way of extending an olive branch, staying on topic of this show, and actually giving you the number 1 thing to do to extend an olive branch is, what is it?
Oh, you go ahead, please.
No, you go ahead.
Would you please say it?
No, you say it.
Oh, wow.
You know what this means? We don't have a number one. But
You're joking me, right?
no, I you know what? The number one became because the other one wasn't really one. You see what I'm saying? Through the numbers. Okay, so
Just
let's
okay.
let's
Actually,
really let's
think
the
about
number
it.
one reason, the number one way to extend an olive branch, what worked for us?
I think what happened is to have a short memory. I think that's to have I would say short memory. Just the olive branch is to not remember wrong.
That's not true. I have to disagree with you on
Okay.
that. I see where you're going, but I'm going to tell you something. One thing that really bothered me in our marriage is that you didn't remember. So you would do things over and over again. If you remembered
Well, that
that
would
it
be-
was a problem, then you wouldn't have done it again. So I'd say that instead of not remembering, how about not keeping track? Okay. But that has nothing to do with extending olive branch. In order to extend the olive branch, you can't quantify and sit there and go, well, he did this, 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 and this. I don't want to, be the bigger person. You have to be committed enough to know that you have to move forward with either being apart or together, okay, both ways, and say, we're going to have to communicate. I'm going to have to start the communication because it hasn't started. So the number one thing is to what? Get started. Extend it. Yes, you can do this.
Okay.
And you're living proof. I've met other people who have actually got to that point. I'm meeting more and more people that have gotten to that point. Our community has been taught that when it's over, that you have to really have bad, negative things to say about that person. You have to cry victim first so that they understand, well, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you that person left you? Well, it was them.
Oh,
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
you don't do
I'm
that.
serious.
You don't do that.
I'm look, I told you I was on a dating site, and about 2, 3, 4, 5 people that I talked to or initially the initial conversation was what their ex did to them. And the last time I heard it, I said, wait, I want to get to know you, not your ex. And they were like, you know what? That was fair. It's like they snapped out of it. We instantly go into victim mode. So extend those olive branches, guys. The person that you're no longer with couldn't have been all that bad because you stayed with them, had a baby, walked down the aisle with them, met their family. You shared, you cohabitated. They couldn't have been all that bad. It went south, yes, but you had a part in it too. So I just want to say, don't hesitate to extend those olive branches or to make up or to move forward with a conversation that can make the relationship apart better or together better. Okay.
Okay.
Anything you want to add to that?
I think you did a great job.
I'm not asking for your approval. I'm asking if you will have anything to add. Seriously. Seriously.
Well, I think that my input is that you did a great job, and that your this 5 things to extend the olive branch. Me myself is to apologize, be authentic, and to have a short memory, because that's what works for me.
No, it didn't.
Well, no, it's working for me now.
No,
I mean,
it-
working
no, it-
for an olive branch.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
well, I'm here with you right now, so I guess.
So you don't. It's because you can't remember.
Because I'm authentic.
Uh-huh.
Because let me shut up because I want to make sure. Listen, you cannot have. I thought it was thick skin, but not thick skin. It's definitely without a doubt that you can't be around here thinking about what happened yesterday or the day before.
That's true.
Because if you do, you'll be missing out on your
Opportunity to.
opportunity. You'll be missing out on forging ahead and being a productive person with your family, with your kids, and all that kind of stuff. So my whole thing is being authentic, being me. I know people don't like me, but I say, everybody ain't gotta like me. She, believe it or not, she likes me. She just don't. Well, she even loves me. Hold on. I love you, but I like you. That's what it is. You love me, but don't like you. Yeah, it is true. Yeah. But it's true. But You gotta like me. I'm not her. I'm just on people in general. But be authentic. I'm sorry.
Look, you're trying to recap?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Okay,
recap.
number 5, be authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, be accountable.
Accountable. There you go.
Number 3 was set boundaries, but we skipped that one.
No. It's not even set boundaries. I think that we kind of
Excuse me. I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you. Really, seriously.
Oh yeah, I just thought about that.
No, I'm gonna mute me. You.
Remember what you tried to meet me up before? It was that we had a sponsor.
Okay. Number 2, apologize about your part in it. Don't be afraid to say the apology. And then number 1 was get it started with the olive branch extension. Okay, that's it. Wow.
Write down in the comments which order did you like. Because,
well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, write down in the comments which one do you like, and there maybe some things that we thought,
maybe some things we missed.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some things.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this one thing about it is we obviously missed a bunch because we are not.
We're not together. What you do on New Year's Eve?
What I do on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
I was out with one, and we had a very nice time.
Yeah. You never got me expensive dinners like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's okay. Listen, longer story short is that we're friends now, and also one more thing.
You said one more thing last time. What is it?
I'm trying to make sure I nail down the point of this show.
We did that in the beginning. That's in the intro. The intro, we talked about what the show about.
You talked about what the show was about.
That's all they need. That's all they need right there. Right, everybody? Yep.
Okay. Well, the show is about
this dude.
We are happily divorced.
You don't have to whisper. You can.
I'm sorry. We're happily divorced. We're friends, and I want to keep it that way because it's more beneficial for my kids. It's more beneficial for everyone involved. So I think that there is a in my opinion, this is a 1A. You know, 1 being staying married, but A is being happily divorced.
Okay.
Well, how about this? 1A, 1B, my fault. 1B.
Oh. Okay.
1A is being married. 1B, it's like something is 1, but it's, when you're happily divorced. Anyway, that's all.
All right, people, we're going to let you go. Make sure that you... Make sure that you guys tune in with us. Subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you go to LaDonna Raeh Show. That's LaDonna Raeh. And that's on YouTube. We're also going to be on Spotify. Yes, season 2 is on Spotify. You can check into that in your car, on your personal device, at work, on the way to work, on demand. You know the drill. We're on each and every Friday. Monday, I'm on with my other show. Tuesday, I'm on with my other show. And Wednesday, I'm on with my other show. And Thursday, I'm on with my other show. But then Fridays, we're on Happily Divorced. Happily Divorced.
By the way, I want to basically say that your shows are really, really nice. Really nice.
Happily
I listened to a couple of them and they're very, very nice.
Divorced. Happily divorced.
You can be so happy.
Happy. Happy. Happy. Happy. Happy.
Oh, whatever.
Happy. Happy. I'm LaDonna Raeh.
Warren I.
And we're out of here.
Thank you.
Peace. 2023.
Pay me in 2023, as you said other. Pay me in 2023. Or not to you, but that was.
Yeah, pay me for real.
Pay